You're stuck and you've hit rock bottom. You've been trying to make online business work for such a long time and you can't get through the cycles. I'm going to print a picture of exactly what you've probably experienced or what you probably will experience. So this is a completely new field for you, specifically for an Amazon business. Now, yes, this is going to be specific, but this can be related into any other field, any other business that you're going to be starting online or even in person, because these things are not exclusive to one business or the other. You will 1000% experience some of these if you are looking to become an entrepreneur, quit your 9-to-5, run your own business, and do things that you want to do in life that don't revolve around work. Now, jumping into my presentations like we always do, this isn't some magical thing that I just created out of thin air. This is what the actual 5 stages of change are, and this is big. This is huge. I mean, you're starting a business. This is a huge change. This is the exact type of emotional stuff that you're going to experience with a lot of different things that are, something that you want to strive for, something good that you're going to experience in life. But again, I want to break it down for Amazon, because if you're watching this video, you follow my page, it's because you're selling on Amazon or you want to. So I want to make sure you're fully aware of what you're going to expect when you are jumping into this business. And the first stage of any change of any business for Amazon specific is stage 1, which is uninformed optimism. You can see we have a little chart here and we're kind of trending down because this is like the top peak part of like starting this whole process. And these are probably your exact thoughts right now if you're still new, or these are probably your exact thoughts that you had when you were starting out, right? There's another new business you can start. You've seen drop shipping, it's old. You've seen all these SMMAs, you've seen all these businesses, but you never knew you could sell product on Amazon, right? You knew Amazon was a thing, you do private label, but you didn't know you can actually resell products. This seems really easy, right? The last business you tried didn't work, but this one seems a lot easier. And trust me, this is exactly what I thought too when I was starting. We're reselling products, seems easy enough, not much to it. And in all reality, it is very easy for an online business, right? But at this stage, you also saw a guy buying spatulas for 98 cents on Alibaba. Now he's selling them for $9 on Amazon. I've seen the ads myself on Instagram. They're all over the place. People saying, buy this product for $1.10 and sell it for $10 on Amazon. It's easy, right? I'm sure you've seen them, and this is exactly right. You see this, you're like, okay, I can definitely do that. I can buy stuff from Alibaba, sell them on Amazon. And again, brands will definitely sell me bulk product if I spend $500 or more. I can definitely use buy wholesale product. I can go to a supplier, say I have $500 on product, and they'll give me a discount because I'm spending so much money with them. So you think, right? Marshalls, Ross and Marshalls have cheap product. I can go into Ross and Marshalls, find a bunch of random stuff on the shelf, scan them, and I can for sure sell them. Everyone on Instagram shows me that I can, so why can't I? This seems super, super easy, okay? And again, here is my personal experience at this stage. So my experience might be a little similar, a little bit different, but again, when I was getting into it, I saw Twitter threads about selling brand name stuff on Amazon. I didn't know you could do that. Prior to actually starting Amazon, I sold on eBay, so I knew reselling already worked. So I had a little bit of advantage here because I've seen proof of concept. I made money with it. I knew it was a thing, but I didn't know Amazon wasn't an option for all that. Okay, again, I knew it worked. I did it for 2 years. But for me personally, I just needed a predictable way to make reselling a full-time thing. So this was me in the beginning. This is pretty much all I knew about it. It was the uninformed optimism stage. I didn't know about the business. I just saw things on the outside looking in, and it made a lot of sense. So I'm very optimistic about it. But we can quickly see we get into stage 2 here as we continue to go down. And the next stage right there for us is actually going to be the informed pessimism stage, which this phase, as you see, now we're no longer optimistic, we're pessimistic, and we're more informed about what's actually going to take to make this whole entire process work, okay? And here is what you will, or you probably have already faced if you are selling on Amazon. Unknown challenges. You can't just resell anything you want. You still have to show Amazon that you're selling authentic product. This is the ungating process. This is why it's so hard for new sellers. Okay, and the ungating process is where most people throw in the towel right away. They see, I need to buy 10 units of this product. This is not even worth my time. I'm going to quit right here. This is where so many people quit. I've seen it happen so many times. This is what everyone always asks about on all my videos. Ungating, new sellers is all they're concerned about. Well, this is very simple fix. Go to YouTube, find a video. There's like a 40-minute guide on YouTube that goes over all about ungating. Literally will answer all of your questions. It takes 2 seconds to find it. But again, this is where majority of people will quit. So don't let that be you, because after this stage, we're going to keep going here, right? You learn that sourcing is way harder than just scanning products at Marshalls. The guy on Instagram said that he walked in and he made $200 in 15 minutes of work scanning products. It's clearly not that easy. This guy probably knows the market by now, and you as a brand new seller have no idea what you're looking for. So of course it's going to be way harder. But again, we're getting pessimistic here because nothing is making any sense on my scanning software app, right? I've tried to go to Walmart. I found a bunch of products, but nothing is profitable. The data looks pretty decent, but nothing makes sense in terms of numbers. This is impossible. This doesn't work. This is a scam, right? And maybe you've even tried storefront stocking. You've tried doing some more nuanced sourcing methods, but every single storefront you look at doesn't have a single profitable product. Again, if you're at this stage, you've probably gone through every single thing I just mentioned here. You've tried RA, you've tried going to Walmart or Target, you tried even storefront stocking, and nothing is worth making any sense. You reach out to wholesalers. Maybe you have like $2,000 to invest in product, and you try to reach out to wholesalers. You tell them you sell on Amazon, and everyone's either ignoring you or just saying they don't work with Amazon sellers. I've been there. I know what it's like because, again, like I went through all these stages. But in all reality, everything I'm mentioning here this is just way more work than you anticipated. And again, it's not your fault. And I make these videos to kind of address that. This is why all my videos are so in depth like this, and I just cover real topics that you'll experience, is because most people that are going to talk about Amazon will never tell you about the actual challenges you'll face. So you're coming into a thing that's going to be way easier, really optimistic, and then you're pessimistic immediately because you see all the challenges that come up to actually make this work, right? So what comes after stage 2? Well, unfortunately, it doesn't get any better just yet because stage 3 is the valley of despair. Like this is the point where 95% of people throw in the towel. This is why not everyone can be a business owner. This is why not everyone lives life on their own terms. It's because at this stage, right after you've gone through the stage, now you're at a point where maybe you've lost some money. Let's actually touch into it a bit and see. So you can see exactly, again, like, are you going to make it, or is it going to completely crumble? Are you going to throw in the towel and you're going to be done with this business once and for all? Because again, it's just another scam and it doesn't actually work. Now at this stage, you found a product that was profitable. Finally, something makes sense. You're not going to make a bunch of money, but at least it's profitable. So let me actually get it. I got approved to sell it. I got automatically ungated. Great. You sent it into FBA. You went through that whole process of setting up your rollout printer, doing all the labeling. You spent a bunch of time doing it, just sent it to FBA. It took a while to get checked in. You're like, why is it taking 2 weeks for my product to get checked in? I need to sell through it right now. I need my money back. Well, again, this is something we can't control, and it's something that you're going to experience on this stage, especially if it's your new shipment. You might get frustrated here. But after it finally does get checked in, you go to the listing, and now it's no longer profitable. You bought the product anticipating to sell it at $22, and now it's $18, and all your profit is completely out the window. You'll be lucky to break even on it. So this is when you're hitting the valley of despair. You invested time, you invested money, you purchased softwares, you bought supplies, and after everything, you still didn't turn a profit. You're lucky to get just your money back on the product that you spent, not to mention all the money you threw out for your softwares and supplies, all that. And at this point, you either overlook something on the data because you haven't fully invested into it, you're still kind of in these early stages of the business, or you simply got unlucky, right? It happens. I have products all the time that I might break even on or not make as much as I anticipated. Again, this is why I go through testing periods and why I touch on it so much. But anyways, this just happens, and this could happen to you on your first project, especially if you're a beginner and you don't know exactly what you're looking at in the Keepa charts, right? If you weren't a part of the 60% I gave up in the previous step after the ungating, probably more than 60%, it's likely you're probably going to quit here. Again, this is where 95% of people do, not just with Amazon. Let me make that very clear. This isn't exclusive to selling on Amazon. For any business you're going to get into, it's where everyone's going to quit. And unfortunately, again, this is just why not everyone's destined to be a business owner. That's why not every single person you run into owns their own business. And that's why, again, the golf course is empty from 10 a.m. to 2 p.m. because that's, again, when everyone is usually working. Like, I don't mean to say it like that and sound kind of cocky about it, but again, that's just the reality of it. Okay, maybe 5% of people actually come out on top after they've gone through this stage because it's not as easy as it makes it seem, right? And again, everything I mentioned above is not exclusive to selling products on Amazon. It applies to anything in the world of business, any business you get into. If you try drop shipping, it looks really easy. You buy products for cheap and sell it for more, but then you got to figure out how to do ads, figure out how to set up a proper website. Bunch of new challenges unique to that. You want to do social media marketing agency. So you set up a nice little Instagram page, and the next thing you know is no one's replying to you because you don't look authentic, or you have to pump out all this and do that to actually make it work. There's things that go into it to make it work, right? You don't know, everything in the world of business has its nuanced things, and every single business you're going to run into this valley of despair. It's going to happen. It's change. It's new. You're trying to change your whole entire life and change the trajectory of it. Of course, it's going to happen. Now, to touch a bit, again, on what my situation was with it, right? I've been at this stage at least 5 times in my business, right? I've tried dropshipping in the past. I've tried doing SMMA. I tried so many different ones, and it wasn't until I was reselling products on eBay that I realized that, you know, I'm going to end up going through this low point anything else I tried doing, because same thing went for eBay, right? I was botting shoes at the time. I couldn't figure out how to use that thing, but it was kind of fun for me. So I kind of stuck through it. I got that value to spare. I started to hit shoes and I started to make money with it. So I went through the whole entire cycle and I made it work. Same thing happened when I started Amazon. I knew reselling worked for sure because I was already making money with reselling. I just needed a predictable way to do it. So for me, I was in a fortunate situation to where I've already experienced it once. So doing it on Amazon made sense. So if you still haven't experienced it for yourself in any online business you've done or any business you've done in real life, well, then you're going to have to get through it in order to make it work. So I hope this is drawing some light to like the 3 little stages in the beginning you have to do, because once you actually get through these 3 stages, which again, I don't know how long it's going to take for you to get through it. It's different for everyone else. But once you do get through it, now you're at the informed optimism stage. So now, again, we're optimistic. We know we've seen a lot of things. We're ready to actually continue to do it. Something finally clicks. You've seen all the negatives and the challenges, right? You've seen the ungating. You've seen the price tanking. You've seen the increased competition on some listings. You've seen all the bad that goes with the business. But for some reason, you stick it out, and now you're much better at looking through products because you've been doing it for quite a bit now, right? You can find products way quicker. You can easily track down 5 new products a day because you figured out how to effectively source. Usually this is just getting really familiar with the softwares and knowing what to look at because, again, you've just seen so many things. You have some experience. Trust me, there's no fancy way about doing this. It's just experience at the end of the day, right? And you have a criteria checklist to verify the data on the products look good, so you're not buying a bunch of products that are tanking, or at least most of your products you're buying aren't tanking. And since you have so many different products to buy, you don't need to go super deep on anything and spend $1,000 on one product hoping it turns out to make you money, because you have so many products. You can go super wide and you're very less risk averse. Like, you're not taking on risk because you're not spending so much money on one product. Everything is diversified. You can churn through those products quick. You're not going to get stuck with anything. And if you are, it's going to be a very small amount of money. You start selling through stuff. You start making some profit at this stage. Now, not all your items, again, are going to work out. Some of them might tank. You might break even on. But it's okay because you're still profiting and you have stuff that you can start restocking and start scaling this business out. This business now makes sense. You know it works. You can see a future where you can scale to 10K profit a month. It's going to take a lot longer than your favorite Amazon Instagram influencer told you it will, but you can see it becoming a reality in the next 6, 8, 12 months, however long it takes. You can see it become a reality, and you have something to work towards because you know what you need to do to actually make it. Now you're very optimistic again. You're kind of coming up. You know exactly what you're doing. And stage 5, this is success fulfillment. Okay, this obviously is a point where maybe you can make this a full-time thing. Again, it took longer than you thought, but now you're making money on your own terms. Internet money is not a scam. Just the way that you've been programmed to think about it is false. And again, not anyone's fault. It wasn't my fault when I thought the same way. It's just that's what everyone made it seem like online. So again, this is why I'm here to make these videos, to show you that is not the case, and it is going to take a lot more work than you might think. But again, this is the point where you're successful and you actually see the whole thing work out. You can start building a massive Amazon operation. You can expand into Walmart. You can start a distribution company. You could literally do whatever you want because there's so many different venues you can take with Amazon. Whether you're doing wholesale, you still keep doing OA, you make new relationships with suppliers, you get product from overseas, whatever the case may be. It's literally an endless amount of things you can build off of it, whatever you want to do with it. And this is, again, the point where you know exactly what you're doing. You know how the business works, and you can continue to run it, right? You can do that. Or if you want, you can develop systems, let the business run on its own, generate your 10, 15, 20,000 profit a month, whatever you seem fit for yourself. There's no right or wrong way to do it. And you can go build a new business or start something else and kind of keep this as a nest egg, or have whatever. You can literally do whatever you want with it. Continue to stay in the business, scale it like crazy, or you can let it run on its own and kind of have it produce you your income a month. But at this point, you don't have to work a regular job anymore. You can go become and be a business owner, right? But now you know exactly what it takes to make it successful. You've done it once. So next one you get into, you know exactly what it's going to take. Again, for me, it was eBay, and then it was Amazon. So I found success so quick is because I stuck with it throughout the whole thing. I knew it was going to work because eBay works. So I knew Amazon was going to work too. And again, every online business works. Clearly, they all work. That's why you see people making so much money with copywriting or with drop shipping. There's people that make it work. It's just, how long are you going to stick through to actually get through this phase here? Like, how are you going to be willing to go through stage 1? Well, obviously everyone goes through stage 1, but then once you actually get pessimistic, you have to ungate. Are you going to get through that, or are you going to quit? Once you get through it, are you going to send product in and maybe you're going to lose money on it? Are you going to quit then and throw in the towel? Or are you going to keep trying to source and find better products to sell? Because once you do and you see the whole thing work, well, then you're at this stage. And once you're at this stage, you don't need to worry anymore, because at this point you have the proof of concept. You know it works. You can scale to whatever you want. and become successful and make this whole thing work. I'm not trying to draw anyone away from selling on Amazon, because this is definitely the easiest business model you can start online. I can pretty much assure you that it's really not that complicated. I know I made it seem very complicated, and that's just to give you a very realistic view of what it's going to take. But even something like this that's not complicated is going to have its unique challenges. It's going to have it no matter what. Everything is going to have it. But this is why I make these videos, to make sure you're very informed on all this. So check out the rest of my videos. Again, I have videos on sourcing, product analysis, winning more buy blocks, everything to do with Amazon. This is a little bit of a different kind of video. Hopefully I saved you a bunch of time. Maybe entrepreneurship business isn't for you, and that's completely okay too. But again, if it is and Amazon really intrigues you, then check out the rest of my page, because I can promise you there's going to be videos on there for you to consume that I know is going to help you out along your journey. I also have a completely done with you coaching program where I go through every single step it takes to build a sustainable long-term Amazon online arbitrage business. I'll be with you at every step of the way. If you want more information on that, you just want to hear a bit more about it, maybe you want to get started, then book in a call down below. We'll chat, just walk you through the whole entire outline, give you an idea of what that might look like, and we can see if it's a good fit. If you have any comments for me, just leave them down below. I answer every single one of them. See you guys next week. Ciao.